Hi, my name is Aaron Kazenza, and today I will be discussing the intervention of information security. Information security is basically a set of strategies for managing processes, tools, and policies necessary to prevent, detect, document, and counter threats to digital and non-digital information. There are two branches of information security that have been come up with. These are IT security and information assurance. These two branches together are what make up information security and ensures the security of your private information. IT security is security applied to technology. Many computing devices use security from non-network devices such as a calculator to networking devices such as your computer and mobile devices such as your smartphone. Um, IT security is responsible for keeping the technology within the company secure from cyber attacks and making sure branches do not occur in the private information banks. Information assurance is the act of providing trust to the information that the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of the information are not violated. Basically, this ensures that data is not lost when critical issues arise. These issues include natural disasters, computer and server malfunctions, or physical theft. Since most information is stored on computers in our during our now, IT security specialists typically deal with information assurance. The three pillars of information security, which are more ties to information assurance, are confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Confidentiality is the property that information is not made available or disclosed to unauthorized individuals, entities, or processes. Integrity means maintaining the assuring the accuracy and completeness of data over its entire life cycle. This means that data cannot be modified in an unauthorized or undetected manner. For any information system to serve its purpose, the information must be available when it is needed. This means that the computing systems used to store and process the information, the security controls used to protect it, and the communication channels used to access it must be functioning correctly. Information security dates back to the early days of communication. One of the first real information security systems was developed by Julius Caesar called the Caesar cipher, which was created to prevent secret methods from being read using cryptography. The below image right below the all the bullet points is the main use of the Caesar cipher. As postal services and governments grew, it became more complex to decipher secret messages. In the 19th century, classification systems grew more complex, using many different codes to encrypt information. By the 20th century and beginning of the 21st, we saw rapid improvements in telecommunications, computing hardware and software, and data encryption, making the availability smaller and more powerful through the connectability of the internet. Because of the recent threats of internet terrorism, this has fueled rapid growth in security systems and ensuring that the security and reliability of these systems stay intact. Risk management plays a big role in making sure our data stays secure. These main actions are the acts of controls, defense, security, and access of information. This is the process of identifying vulnerabilities and threats to the information resources used by an organization in achieving business objectives and deciding the countermeasures. Okay, so information must be protected. So how is it protected? So during its lifetime, information may pass through many different information processing systems and through many different parts of information processing systems. There are many different ways the information systems can be threatened. To fully protect the information during its lifetime, each component of the information processing system must have its own protection and mechanisms. The building up, layering on, and overlapping of security measures is called the defensive depth. So there are ways of classification of information to ensure secure access through a company or organization can be kept, and this makes ties to the defense depth. Information is usually dubbed a classification to enable certain people to access it. The most common classifications are the use of public, sensitive, private, or confidential to ensure the security and confidentiality of information from other organizations or individuals. So access to protected information must be restricted to people who are authorized to access the information. Identification is an assertion of who someone is or what something is. Authentication is the act of verifying a claim or identity. And after a person, program, or computer has successfully been identified and authenticated, then it must be determined what informational resources that are permitted to access. This is called authorization. So there are many laws that ensure the security of our information, such as anti-theft and anti-attack. The Data Provision Act of 1988 makes new provisions from the regulation of processing information. And in 2002, one of the most recent and most widely used information security and anti-theft is the Sarbanes-Oxley Act, which was placed to require publicly traded companies to basically stay honest. So it basically makes them access the effectiveness of their internal controls for financial reporting so that stockholders and other accounting measures such as GAAP can ensure that they're not to make sure that they're paying either their taxes or computing their accounting measures correctly. So in the diagram above on this on the laws and regulations slide, there are several countries being placed in red. These are the most surveyed countries and have the most surveillance measures. This includes America, China, Thailand, Russia, and the United Kingdom. So there are three types of controls. These are administrative, logical, and physical. Administrative controls consist of approved written policies, procedures, standards, and guidelines. Logical controls, which are basically technical controls, use software and data to monitor and control access. Physical controls monitor and control the environment of the workplace and computing facilities. So cryptography is the practice and study of techniques for secure communication, the presence of third parties, from the presence of third parties called adversaries. So basically they use secret messages. We use these in everyday language, but ever since the Caesar cipher and even before that, many companies and many organizations have used cryptography to ensure that their messages and even their communication stay secure. So basically the common threats to information security are software attacks such as Trojan horses and viruses, theft of intellectual property, identity theft, and information extortion, which is usually mainly through companies. So some of the major trends today are blended trends, business value and security, and geopolitical trends. Threat intelligence truly took stage in 2015, and in 2016, there's an element of trendiness to the term. The need for more accurate, timely, and actionable information about threats to enterprises, individuals, and even nation states has never been more important. So basically, through internet terrorism and through the act of the internet, almost every single person uses the internet. And so there's so many people out there and there's so much information going around that information security has taken a very high priority to make sure that your information stays secure and other people don't extort or theft other people's information or identity. So these are the references for this information security presentation. If you have any questions, comment below, and thank you for listening.